He heard of all that his sons did to the Israelites. And you're like, oh, dear reader, what did he do to all the Israelites? Well, we already saw taking their offerings before it was time, before they were properly prepared, right? But here, and that they lay with their women who flock to the entrance of the tent of the assembly. Oh my goodness, these are priests. What to say about laying with women before the tent of the assembly? This is essentially very much a pagan practice. If you remember back in Genesis chapter 38 with Judah and Tamar, the way she dresses as a cult harlot, and I gave you that explanation because most of my students were like, what are they even talking about, a cult harlot? Well, again, the prophetic practices of many ancient religions, there would have been sex involved in the prophetic act. But these are Israelites, and they're doing what the other nations are doing. Priests of the Lord. And he, Eli, said to them, why do you do such things of which I hear? Evil things about you from all these people. No, my sons, for it is not good what I hear that the Lord's people are spreading about. If a man offends against man, God may intercede for him. But if against the Lord a man should offend, who can intercede for him? And they did not heed their father's voice. Here it is. For the Lord wanted to put them to death. And the lad Samuel, here it is. I hope you guys see the pattern. Every time they talk about Eli, they shift to Samuel. There's the final one. And the lad Samuel was growing in goodness with both the Lord and with the men. So you can see where this is going. The Lord wants to put Eli's sons to death. And Samuel was growing in goodness. And you're like, oh, we see how this plays out. Okay. But for me, the most pressing moment here is that Eli heard about the things his sons were doing. And what does he say to them? No, my sons, this is a bad thing you're doing. That's it. Not, you can't be priests any longer. Not, get the hell out of my house. Not, I disown you. None of that. You don't do anything. Nothing. I think in some ways what you're going to see here is this is going to prefigure David's own dilemma. When Amnon does something wrong, what does David do? And again, David's situation is very different. But what does David do? Absalom? My goodness, Absalom runs that town. David doesn't do anything about it. David gives him the silent treatment. In other words, I think what we see here in the way in which Eli's treating his sons, and again, the priestly class, this is important. They are the ones giving sacrifice to God, and he won't do anything about it. You could ask me, what's he supposed to do about it? To which I would tell you, I don't know. But he's doing nothing. And we're going to see how this plays out, his doing nothing. And we've seen it time and again. Remember, gosh, we can go back to Genesis even, when Jacob's sons avenge Dinah, their sister, and her, I think it's clearly her rape and being held hostage. They slaughter the town. And what does Jacob say to him? Why have you done this? You're going to create trouble for me. And their response was, our sister will not be treated like this. We're handed a dilemma. What do? Do you remain silent like Jacob? Do you act like the brothers? Do you go and do something about this? What does Eli? He does nothing.